welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We are really excited to be here today to have another interview with one of our Hall stars. It's going to be so fun. We are talking with actress Brittany Bristow today, and I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Cammie's here.
Hey, everybody.
And Brittany, thank you so much for coming on again, third time.
Of course. It's my pleasure. I love talking to you guys.
Yeah, we love having you on. And so what we thought we'd start with is just asking, how are things going for you? How has this crazy year of the quarantining and everything been for you?
You know what? I've said it a number of times. I don't know how I managed to get so lucky throughout all of this, but I feel like the last year has been so exceptional for me. I understand that there's been a lot. It's been difficult in its own way, of course, but I've been working so much, which makes me so happy because I get so excited every time I get an opportunity to do a new film. And so I've been really, really lucky in that sense. But of course, it's been difficult. I mean, especially because I've been in Toronto for most of it because that's where I've been working. And the lockdowns here have been really crazy. So I remember Cammie and I were talking right at the beginning of all of this, and I didn't know what was going to happen and we weren't really sure. And then I was working on a film that actually got shut down right after we did that interview. And it got shut down and we ended up having to finish filming it in August. And yeah, it was a little crazy, but I've been personally very lucky in terms of work. But it's definitely had its challenges. How have you guys been doing?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same. I mean, it's been very busy time for me as a podcaster and a critic. And some things have been a lot harder because I've had to do all this sort of grunt work as far as getting the screeners and everything like that for my job. But yeah, there's been a lot of blessings as well. And it's just so nice to finally be kind of getting out of it and being able to travel and do some other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm vaccinated, and I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Keeping 4 small children occupied is.
Well, I was gonna say, Cammie, how's it been having all of your kids at home? I'm assuming for a lot of it.
Well, it's funny because this coming school year, 3 of my 4 kids are going to school because the youngest of those 3, he's going to preschool, and it's all day, every day. And I'm just like, I'm going to go from 4 kids at home to 1 kid at home. Wow. What am I going to do? No, there's plenty to do with myself, but I might actually get a few things done. That would be nice.
Can you imagine?
But this has been a summer of reunions for me. I have been able to meet up with so many old friends and new friends and go visit people and have people come and visit me. So it's been and it's not over. So that's been kind of fun after a while of being shut up and not being able to do anything, is just to be able to see people and to be able to get out and have and we moved during the pandemic, which was so that was interesting. So now I'm getting to actually know people at church and know people in the area. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, I think we all are just appreciating things more. At least I feel like we should be after, after what happened. Just like even little things like having a hug means more to me.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I went out for dinner last night with some friends, and everyone probably knows who. It's Morgan Cohen from One Hope Calls. We went out for dinner last night and we had such a fun time. But I called her beforehand and I was like, "Are you okay if I hug you? I haven't hugged anybody. I would really like to give you a hug." we had a full-blown conversation about the fact that we were going to have a hug. And it was just so nice to be able to hug her and Drew. And it was really, really
desperate fun. For a human interaction.
It was very nice.
So did you pick up any new hobbies during the quarantine? Like do any sourdough or anything like that?
Sounds like you were too busy working.
Well, I was very busy working, but when I'm not working, I'm like, what am I going to do? So I love to crochet. So I crocheted a bunch. I made a blanket. I've already made one blanket, so now I have 2 blankets. I'm making a blanket for my best friend from high school currently, which Julie, if you watch this, I'm so sorry. It's so delayed, but it is coming. I haven't forgotten. And this is going to sound really funny, but for Christmas, my boyfriend's mother got us this incredible paint by numbers where you submit your own photo and then you can paint it. And I got really hooked on paint by numbers. So I have 3 in my closet right now. And I'm currently doing one that hopefully my parents won't hear this before I give it to them, but it's the most delayed anniversary present ever, but I'm actually doing a paint by numbers of them from like 30 years ago. And it's awesome. These things are so much fun.
Sounds like it.
A weird love for tiny details. So I don't think a lot of people would have the patience for this, but I'm like, ooh, number 32. Yes, colored in. Excellent. So I'm having a lot of fun doing that. That's weird, I'm aware, but paint by numbers and crochet. I think I might be 90.
Check that out. That sounds fun. Anytime you can pretend to have artistic talent.
Yeah, well, I can't actually paint or draw to save my life. So this is making me feel like I have like some skill, maybe.
Right.
I can follow instructions. That's about where it ends with the artistry. So.
Well, some of us can't even do that, so it's
You've got to be one of the youngest crocheting fans I've ever seen.
Oh, I love crocheting.
Wow.
It's a weird obsession. My blanket's right there. I'm really excited about it.
Can you bring it on camera? I want to see it.
Okay, so it's gigantic. And currently,
oh my god!
But it's this like big, beautiful. Oh, that's the wrong
side. That's amazing.
It is.
That is impressive. That is very impressive.
I have it on right now, but I love it so much.
The color is very beautiful as well.
Thank you. I liked it a lot too. I made it in the winter, so it felt very appropriate. It's like spicy. We just keep it on the couch because we like it. Anyways.
It's really nice. I like
love
that
too. There, now it's out of the way.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, according to the IMDb, you also had turned 30 last year. So that must have been fun to have such a big birthday during this crazy time.
Yeah, it's so weird. I had the 30 and then I had the 31. And
oh, please, honey, you're a youngin'.
I am, but it was one of those things where it was actually really funny. The other day I was at the store and I was buying a nice bottle of wine and someone looked at me and was like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, "Yeah, yes, you can." Okay, somebody's excited. And she's like, "How old are you?" I was like, 31. 31? Because no one's asked me how old I am since I turned 30, because I turned 30 at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nobody's asked me how old I am in like 2 years. So I panicked and I didn't know how old I was. It was a really weird moment.
Yeah. I turned 40 during the pandemic this last year, so that was exciting. And it didn't get. My dream was to get to go on a Disney cruise for my 40th, but obviously that didn't happen. But someday.
Still time. Still so much time.
That's right.
I turned 37. Nothing.
It's exciting still.
What was that?
It's exciting still.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
37 years.
Yeah. Awesome. 37 years of life. No, I'll tell you what was fun is when I turned 30, I had a Princess Bride birthday party, and that was just awesome. So
that was such a good movie.
Oh yeah.
They were gonna remake it and I got really sad.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like it should be remade.
That was the biggest no in Hollywood.
So what was your first project back after you had a little break for sheltering in place?
So my first project back was actually finishing the film that had got shut down in the March when Cammie and I talked last. And we shot the remainder of that in August of last year. And then
that was about your dance teacher, correct?
Yeah, that one was about my dance teacher from high school, and it's a beautiful story. I'm really excited. It's been submitted to a bunch of film festivals.
Oh, good.
So I'm really hopeful that it will get to play at a couple. It would be really exciting if it gets some traction, because it's just such an incredible story, and it's a true story. And you know, I think it shines a light on a history that not a lot of people know anything about, and people that know about it don't necessarily want to talk about it.
Sure.
So I think I'm really hopeful that there will be some opportunities for people to get out and see it this year. And then the first full film I did was Love in Whitbrook, which was so much fun. And I got to work with Corey Sevier, who's just an absolute angel of a human being. He's just so lovely. It's insane. I didn't know they made people that lovely.
Oh, you need to get around some other lovely people, lady.
I mean, I have really lovely people in my life. I do. But he's just like, he's a special human.
Yeah.
You obviously don't know how lovely you are, because that's how we feel when we talk to you. I mean, to our viewers, have you noticed your screen brightening up a little bit? You know, there's got to be a little bit of an extra glow there somewhere.
Oh,
so I saw on IMDb that you were on a TV series in 2020, Rising Suns. What's that all about?
Yeah, so Rising Suns is a TV show that I've done now 2 seasons of. It's a really cool show. It's a show about 2 brothers from China who immigrate to Canada. And one is a doctor, and he has a very low profile life. And then the other is sort of this mogul. He develops real estate and all of that stuff. And it's a really interesting show that kind of looks at the dynamics of an immigrant family and then a first generation of kids living with their immigrant family. And it focuses a lot on immigration law and the politics between China and Canada. It's a really interesting show. And I think we're supposed to go back to do a 3rd season. So I've got my fingers crossed. I have a fun role on that show. I play Sloane Camden. She is an immigration attorney. So it's a very different role from anything I've done before, but she's like a very fierce, I always sort of talk about her as like a mama gorilla. Like she just will like dig her fists into the ground and fight for what she thinks is right at all costs. And she's a very fun character to play. And it's a very fun show to be a part of. And I feel very lucky to be a part of it, because it's a show where, you know, other than, I believe, 2 characters, almost all of the leads are Asian. And so I feel very, very lucky to be able to play a small part in a show that is not a comedy. It is a drama. It is a serious show. And it was sort of, in my opinion, one of the first of its kind, where it focused on giving storylines that weren't, don't know how to say this in a good way, but it focused on giving storylines that were just storylines to people who don't normally get those kinds of stories.
Right.
Because the show originated in 2016, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's been like a slow burn, but we're really getting some traction, and people seem to really like it. So I'm hopeful that we'll get an opportunity to do some more.
Is it solely in Canada?
To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. It shows on television here. I believe it's going to be available on a couple of streaming services, but I'm not 100% sure right now. But I'll check on that for you.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. It's got to be great to be part of a really inclusive show like that.
Yeah, I feel very lucky that I'm the person that gets to be the sole white woman on the show. It's very lovely to not be amongst faces that are all the same and yours, which tends to be a lot of what you're a part of when you're in the industry is.
Yeah. And that's a great name, Sloane Camden. Like that just screams like dishiness to me.
Well, and being an immigration lawyer, that means that you are right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast.
From the award-winning author of A Royal Christmas Wish comes a charming new romance in the Pine Hollow series where Happily Ever After begins with adopting an adorable rescue dog.
Lizzie Shane's Once Upon a Puppy is an opposites attract romance featuring a type A lawyer, a free-spirited birthday party princess, and their rambunctious Irish wolfhound who brings them together.
The perfect addition to your summer reading list, Publishers Weekly says Once Upon a Puppy will capture readers' heart from the first page.
Available now wherever books are sold. You can even look for it at your local grocery store.
For more about Once Upon a Puppy and Lizzie's entire Pine Hollow series, visit www.lizzieshane.com.
That's lizzieshane.com.
So you had a show, or you have a film coming up called Love in Christmas?
I do.
Right?
Yeah. I have a film coming out called Love in Christmas, and one that actually hasn't made it to IMDb yet is called The Right Love, which I've also done this year. So
The right as in WRIT or I guessed it. Yay.
yeah, Love in Christmas is very cute. I'm very excited for that one to come out. I just saw the poster for the first time today.
Do they have any idea has somebody purchased it yet, or did they?
I'm not sure. No. I'm hopeful we'll find out soon, but with Christmas as far away as it is, I'm sure they're still shopping it around and stuff, but we'll see.
What are you talking about? It's Christmas in July right now.
I
We gotta get moving.
It was on yesterday, I think, which is so fun.
Oh, really? Yeah. So what is it like shooting something in the pandemic? Did you feel like you were safe and everything, and with the masks and shields and all that stuff?
It's super weird.
Yeah.
But also, I think the precautions that all of these companies have been taking is really exceptional. But yeah, it's super, super weird. I mean, so much of being on set with people is developing the friendships and getting to know people and saying, oh, you know what, as a cast, let's go out for dinner, or let's go grab a glass of wine when we're done. And it's so strange to be in a position where like you can't even really see the other person's face, and like you're not allowed to give them a hug, and you can't get too close to anybody, and it definitely makes it a little bit strange. But I think we're all getting used to this new strange world where we're like, what do you look like under there? And you like picture what somebody's face looks like, and then you see them without their mask on and you're like, not what I pictured. Or like, oh my gosh, I was super right. So there's a lot of that, but I think ultimately, you know, these companies are doing everything that they can to keep people safe. You've got masks, you have shields, you have people walking around with hand sanitizer, you have people sanitizing everything. Only certain departments are allowed to handle certain things. Actors are being relied on to put their props back if they have the opportunity to. Of course, there's still a props master, there's still a props team, and they're working with you, but other than them and you as the actor, no one is allowed to touch anything. And, you know, it's creating a really interesting environment where I think it's really highlighting how important everyone is on a set, which has also been really interesting for me because I'm somebody that's worked in a lot of facets of the film industry, and I really appreciate walking on a set. I don't think my job is any more important than anybody else that's there. And it's been interesting to watch as people start to recognize that, like, if that person doesn't show up, what happens? Right. So it's been really interesting to see it sort of becoming this thing where now everyone is recognizing that every single person on a set is just as important as you are. And I think it's been like a very humbling experience for a lot of people.
Yeah. And probably can't realize people that you didn't even notice as much, like a grip or somebody like that, you know, and then now, because everything has to be so careful. Yeah.
And it's, you know, everybody showing up is wearing their mask. They're getting tested constantly. They're, you know, volunteering to be in this bubble with you. And it's really amazing that people are really just coming together and making it happen. And it's special. It feels like you're really working together. And, you know, keeping everybody safe. And it's been nice, but I am looking forward to the day when I don't have to wear a mask on set, because it just adds to.
Well, I still, I mean, I wear my mask when I need to, but I still feel claustrophobic when I wear it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like that sensation of my mouth being covered.
No, I totally understand. It's also funny. Like, I feel like I do a lot of weird things with my mouth now. I didn't have to cover my mouth when I yawned for 2 years, and now I'm just like, oh,
well,
sorry.
You can sing along. You can mouth the words to the songs at the grocery store. Nobody will notice.
Exactly. Or like talk to yourself. Be like, did I get broccoli? I think I got broccoli.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I didn't get. Okay, I have to go back over there.
Yeah, that's right.
If people saw me without a mask on at the grocery store, they would 100% think I'm insane. I'm really fine with it.
Yeah. Now, quick question about the set conditions. With people, more and more people getting vaccinated, are things loosening up a little bit more, or are they still pretty? I haven't
experienced any kind of loosening. I mean, with the film I just wrapped, with Chris McNally, who I know everyone is very.
We're about to talk about that. Yeah.
I know there was no loosening of restrictions there. We all had our masks on all the time. You had your certain bubbles. You had to be wearing you had to be putting on hand sanitizer all the time. I think the main thing right now is just maintaining a certain level of awareness, because there are variants and they don't want to suddenly be like, oh, it's fine. Nobody has to wear a mask. If you're vaccinated, no problem. And then suddenly somebody gets sick.
Right.
Or if you test positive, you can't show up to work, because even if you've had the vaccine, you can still get coronavirus.
Right.
So then if you have it, that means you can pass it on. So if you get it, then you still can't go to work. So I think there's still like such a keep everybody safe atmosphere, which is wonderful. And that's what you want. But yeah, there hasn't been any loosening of that stuff that I've witnessed.
Well, and I think that Canada is behind the United States as far as vaccination rates, if I'm not mistaken. So that's probably partly why as well.
Yeah. And currently, I think I saw a statistic where 57% of adults are fully vaccinated here, but we still have a long way to go. And I know that some people aren't going to want to get it. I understand for some people, it's just not the right decision. But the more people that can get vaccinated, the better off we will be as a society, because it means being able to reopen. It means being able to support local businesses, smaller businesses, being able to do all of that. And I think it's been really exciting to see those stages. Like, we're now in stage 2 of our reopening plan. And on Friday this week, we go into stage 3. So some indoor dining will be allowed. Cinemas are going to reopen. Like, the movie theaters can open here in forever. And I think people are just sort of starting to realize, like, oh, if we just do the thing, we can go back to normal.
Right.
Yeah, we're definitely team vaccination whenever possible here in this podcast. So
no, I agree. I think it's just one of those things where ultimately the possible negatives are very, very outweighed by the positives. And
agreed.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it. You mentioned that you just finished shooting a movie with Chris McNally. And I think according to IMDb, it's A Dog Named Indy. It's what it's called.
So it has, that was the working title.
Okay.
Currently, they're thinking of naming it Love Rescued.
Oh, that'd be cute.
So there's Love Rescued or A Dog Named Indy.
So Chris McNally and puppies.
Yeah. So many.
A winning combination. So a lot of people.
So many puppies.
Oh.
So many dogs on set.
Well, and this was directed by your dad, correct?
Was. And
that
it was
so fun.
My mom was one of the writers.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun.
Family affair.
I don't work with my parents quite as often anymore. So it was really exciting to get to work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mom, how did your mom get the idea for it?
So it's a story that my parents have had for a super long time. They've been wanting to work on, and there's been a number of writers on it. And they just kind of were like, okay, we have to make this movie. We have to do it. It's just too good to pass up. So my mom did a pass on it. And with the other writers, they sort of created this beautiful story. And here we are. It's been something that my parents have been working on for a long time, though.
Is
When
there
I first
anything
heard Dog Named Indy, I thought of Last Crusade. And then we named the dog Indy.
we named the dog Indiana?
I know, I kept joking. I was like, can we get John in this? Can John come somehow? Just show up and go,
That would have been so funny.
Because he's a very good friend of ours. Like, I've worked with him on so many films now, and I was like, just ask him to say it's a bad idea, Indy. Come on, just one. I loved him so much in those movies.
Yeah, it was
just
really
do a short little cameo.
I know, right? It was so good. Not for this darn COVID. That's
dang.
I did think about it though. I was like, come on, this is a great idea. John Reese, you gotta do it.
It's there in the working title, A Dog Named Indy, you know.
Exactly. Maybe he can do the movie announcing.
Oh, let him do the promos.
The trailer.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Trailer.
In a world where
with a dog named Indy. That's my impression. It's really bad.
Good.
Yeah, we'll be excited. Hopefully, hopefully it'll come out here in the States sometime soon.
I think so. I mean, I think it's just such a cute story, and there's so many puppies in it that everybody's gonna want it. So,
I mean, like I said, you, puppies, Chris McNally. Who is not gonna want this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun one. I'm excited for this one, and it's a special story, and the dog is a big part of it too. Her name is Indy, and she's so great.
What kind of dog is it?
She is a Belgian Malinois. I think I said that. They look kind of like German Shepherds, but they're very common army dogs. They're military trained.
The picture I saw of you on Instagram, it looked like you were holding a beagle.
Yeah, so those puppies are also in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And their names are Lilo and Stitch.
Oh.
I was obsessed with them.
That's cute.
I loved all of the dogs. There were so many.
The look on your face was just pure joy.
I was so happy. They're so cute. There's so many of them. There's so many. There was one dog, his name was Finnegan, and he was this like tiny little guy. And he had such a little attitude, but he was so cute. Finnegan. So cute.
All right. Well, you have this weekend Love in Whitbrook coming out.
Yes.
And you said how great it was with Corey and everything. But tell us a little bit about the movie.
Okay. So Love in Whitbrook, which has actually already premiered in Canada. So I'm very excited that it's finally making its way to the States. But it's a really fun movie about a girl who is a project manager. That's what she does for a living. But she has been thinking a lot about her past where she paints, which is very funny because I can't paint except for paint by numbers.
Did it have paint by numbers on the canvas?
I didn't know that at the time. But I play a girl named Amber, and she used to paint a lot when she was in high school, and she loved it, and she sort of thought that maybe that would be something that she would do, but she chose the, I'm going to be an adult and get an adult job. And so she became a project manager. And she's offered a promotion, but she'd be based in London. And she loves traveling and she loves that aspect of her life. But her parents need help over Founders Day weekend in her hometown. And so she goes home to help them out with the cafe that they run. And she ends up sort of rediscovering her love of art. She's asked to help out with creating this beautiful backdrop for a pageant, and she starts painting again, and she just realizes how much she loves it, and she meets this very handsome young man who is helping build the sets. And it's just a really interesting story about a girl who realizes that following your dreams is the number one thing, and putting yourself and your happiness first is really important in life, and that if you're not willing to take a risk on yourself, then you can't expect anyone else to either. And it's a really cute story. I really like it. So
now, does she meet him or does she re-meet him?
He meets him.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a childhood thing.
No, she meets him.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a very funny meet cute at the very beginning of the movie.
It's got to be fun to have the
Not very fast with him at the beginning.
It's got to be fun to have the like festival.
Yeah, it was
really especially fun. After we haven't had stuff like that as much for a while.
No, it was fun. I mean, we did shoot it in October and November, and you know, I knew it was going to be kind of cold, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite as cold as it was. So we had to do an overnight shoot for the festival, and I was like, okay, gonna be great. I can stay awake and be warm. It's gonna be great. And then like the day came and the forecast said it was gonna be negative 17 degrees Celsius. I don't even know what that is Fahrenheit.
It's cold.
But it's really cold. And it was just this moment of just being like, cool. It's gonna be great.
You're like, this isn't even a Christmas movie. Crazy.
Like an hour in, I was like, I can't feel my feet. Can't feel them. I don't have feet anymore.
Corey, carry me to the chair, please.
So cold, but it looks really pretty. So who cares? But yeah, it was very cold, but it was very fun. I got to like have the true champions of the festival are the dancers. They came out. We were just like, how are you alive? How are you not human icicles right now? You will understand once you've seen the movie.
Yeah. So where was this one shot at?
It was shot in a really, really beautiful town called Port Hope in Ontario. And actually, fun fact, both of the It movies were filmed there, or possibly a third one I think has been filmed or is coming out. But I watched them while I was there, and I was talking to the manager of the hotel, and she was like, "You're staying in Stephen King's room." And I was like, "No, I'm not."
That's not gonna freak you out.
No, I'm not. I got so scared. I mean, not that like he creates like a scary aftermath, but I was just sort of like,
that's a little creepy though.
Like, there's certain spots for anyone who's watching Love in Whitbrook who has seen the It movies. There are certain spots where you're like, hey, that's that one part where they go and they like come around here. They're like, hey, and then they go over there, and then there's like the scary guy and the stuff in the and you see it.
You're like avoiding drain gutters.
Yeah, and it rained a lot while we were there, and I was just like, it's fine, just walk fast. Yeah. I was there for Halloween and everything. Like I was a little like,
oh, that's right, because you were there in October and November.
Yeah.
Man.
So I watched it 2, I think, on Halloween. It was like, I'm really
while you were sitting in Stephen King's room.
I was like, oh yeah. Anyways, it was very fun. It's a really beautiful town though. If you ever have a chance to travel to random place, Ontario, you should absolutely go to Port Hope. Beautiful.
Cool. Good.
Excellent.
All right. So you have already done our 2 fun, silly questions set. So what I decided to do, I did this for Andrea Books and it worked out really well. So hopefully it'll be as successful with you. I have a question, a fun, silly question for every single one of your Hallmark movies.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh.
So we ready to go? Okay. First question is take as long as you want.
As fast as you can.
The first one is because of Love Blossoms. That's the first one. So what is your favorite flower?
Oh, I love dahlias. Currently.
Oh.
I love all flowers, but dahlias are so cool.
Yeah, that sounds
Is
good.
Dustin listening?
Yeah.
Hello? Nice.
All right, for Good Witch, what is your favorite Halloween costume you've ever done?
Oh, favorite Halloween costume.
I know I should have given you these advanced, sorry.
Like what have I?
No, they're more fun like this.
Well, when I was really little, I don't even think I knew what hippies were, but I really wanted to dress up as a hippie. And my mom took me to Value Village, which I don't know if you have in the States, but it's basically like Goodwill. And we bought pants and this super cool flower shirt. And my mom cut the shirt into like 2 triangles, and she cut the jeans half the way up. And she made me a pair of super wide-legged bell bottoms with flowers in them. So I'm gonna go with that, because I did not want to let those jeans go for years.
Oh man,
that sounds epic.
Yeah,
very good.
My mom was like really on point when it came to Halloween.
So next one, Christmas Next Door. What is your favorite genre of music?
I don't know. My favorite genre of music. My Spotify would probably tell me something along the lines of like synth pop, because I listen to a lot of like random, just soundy kind of music. That doesn't make any soundy kind of music. But I'm gonna go with like, oh gosh, I'm just gonna go looking at my Spotify. What kind of music do I listen to? Phone? Tell me. There's one playlist that I listen to called Hanging Out and Relaxing that I really like.
Oh, there we go.
It says perfect playlist to just sit back and chill out with. So I'm gonna go with the chill genre.
Chill out music. Now this is just out of curiosity. It's not one of the questions, but you played the piano in that movie. Do you actually play the piano?
Pretty poorly, but yes. I have a keyboard that I just set up that I used to play a lot as a kid. And I'm trying to get back into it because I'm not good now.
Well, come down to Texas and I'll give you piano lessons.
So next, Royal Matchmaker. So we said, who is your favorite Disney princess?
Ooh. Favorite Disney princess.
Cinderella, Snow White, Aurora, Ariel, Belle,
Pocahontas,
Mulan, Jasmine.
What's her name?
Tiana.
Yeah.
Elsa, Anna.
Frozen.
The sisters from Frozen.
And in honor of my niece Astrid, I think I have to say Elsa.
I feel like you could do either Anna or Elsa cosplay.
You could play Elsa very easily, and then just put a wig on you, and you could be Anna because you've got the personality. So
you've got the personality of Anna.
You've got the Elsa look, and then you've got the fun personality of Anna.
The slightly crazy personality of Anna.
Fun.
So in honor of Astrid, my niece, I'm gonna say.
That's cute. Yeah. So I have an Elsa dress that I got a while back, and when the musical, when they were first testing it in Denver, I went up to see it, the Frozen the musical, and I wore my Elsa dress and with the wig, and it was the most amazing thing. Like, even though I looked nothing like Elsa at all, the little girls were so excited. And I would say if you ever want a like boost of your spirits, just go cosplay with the Disney princesses. It was so cute. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was so fun. All right. Love on Safari. What would be your dream vacation?
Oh, I bet I could answer this one for her.
Okay. Can I answer this with like a multiple answer?
Yes.
Because there are so many places that I want to go. But I really want to see Southeast Asia. Big time. However, actually, no, I think I'm answering this like fully with just one. But my dream would be to go to Italy.
I was wrong.
So bad. Like Italy and Greece, but Italy, I think is my dream. But Southeast Asia also. So those 3 places.
Well, if you need anything to go with you, let us know.
Yes. That I'm planning on it. It's just a matter of when it's possible.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I was going to say Africa.
That too. I mean, Africa's incredible. But
I've been there.
I've been.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I want to see the whole darn world.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right. Well, Christmas at the Palace. My question is, do you like ice skating? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah. I actually did my own skating in the movie.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm a
awesome.
competitive figure skater and I love skating, and I still have my skates that are like slightly too small for me now because my feet got bigger. But yeah, I love skating.
Cool. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. All right. Love, romance, and chocolate. What is your favorite chocolate?
I really like O. Henry.
Oh.
Okay.
I just like chocolate in general. Milk chocolate. I'm not a dark chocolate fan. Milk chocolate, if it's milk chocolate and it doesn't have gluten in it, I will eat it.
Is there
Eat
gluten
all of it.
is there gluten in chocolate?
Some like Kit Kat and
Really?
stuff. Anything that has like a wafer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I miss those things. But I'll eat
Oh.
literally anything if it's milk chocolate because I'm obsessed with chocolate.
So no special dark Hershey's for you.
Yeah, I'm with you there, I have to say.
I'll get those to my
dark
sister.
chocolate.
She loves dark chocolate. It was perfect growing up. She would take the dark chocolate and I would take the milk chocolate.
I don't mind like semi-sweet, but when it's getting like when you have these ones that are 80%, 90, it's
Oh no,
too
no,
much.
no. I don't like dark chocolate that much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some people
though
do.
I
My
will
dad
say-
does.
Really? My dad does too, actually.
He likes the bitter flavors and things.
Yeah.
He likes that, but
The
I
thing
don't.
I will say though is the dark chocolate, like the actual chocolate from Love, Romance, and Chocolate, the raspberry chocolate heart.
Uh-huh.
That's a chocolate that's made in Toronto. It's made at this store called the Belgian Chocolate Shop. And the woman who opened it, she's from Belgium and she learned how to make chocolate, and she came to Toronto and opened a chocolate shop. And her and her husband did it. They like grew up on, their grandparents had farms next to each other in Belgium, and they like grew up and they knew each other. It's like its own Hallmark movie. But anyways, that chocolate's amazing, dark chocolate, because they use a special type of chocolate that really does just like melt in your mouth. And I think it's only like 60%. That chocolate tastes delicious, dark chocolate, but I still prefer milk chocolate.
Yeah.
That's my very limited answer.
Yeah, very good. All right, last question for holiday date. What is your favorite Christmas comedy? Like Home Alone or Elf or Christmas Vacation or Christmas Story?
Elf.
Elf, yeah.
Elf. And I think it's entirely because I have so many good memories of watching that movie because my sister also loves it. And my sister and I would watch it like every year. And we would make Christmas cookies. And we would eat a bunch of Christmas cookies while watching Elf. And then my niece came around. And now, like last year, we did a FaceTime where we watched Elf over FaceTime and baked cookies. I was about to say make and then baked, and then I was baked. We baked cookies. And it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So Elf.
Yeah, Elf with the script is really funny. I think that's what makes it work so well. And everybody plays it straight.
And there's so many lines from it that you can just run with. Like every time I go through one of those doors, I'm like, I want to run. No, just to go to one.
Is your sister older or younger than you?
Older than me. Yeah. She's actually 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Big age difference. Yeah. But she's my best. She's like the greatest human alive. I love her so much. I get to see her soon.
Oh, yay.
Oh, good. I know. I have a sister that's 10 years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah, and I miss her so much. She lives in England, so I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, my sister lives in Tucson, and with the pandemic, it's just been impossible to travel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about her last time we talked.
But I'm gonna go see her.
Yay! Oh, I'm so happy. Well, you did it. You answered all the questions. You passed the test. That's good. Passed the test based on your own movies.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming and talking with us. We always love having you on so much. And where can people follow you on social media and all that fun stuff?
So on social media, I just started a Facebook page, and people know I'm still saying I'm terrible at Twitter because I'm still terrible at Twitter. But I started a Facebook page, so it's just Brittany Bristow on Facebook, and then Twitter and Instagram are both Britt Bristow with BRIT Bristow. Right? Yeah.
Great. We'll have all that in the description section so people make sure to follow and sure to check out the movie Love in Whitbrook that airs on Up channel on Sunday. I think you'll really enjoy it. And Cami, where can people find you?
You can find me on this podcast and the podcast's Hardy's Hotline and Deliver Me a Podcast. And you can also find me at Cami Drama Girl on Twitter and Instagram. And my Facebook page is Hooked Hardy. And then you can find my blog, hookedhardy.com.
Amazing.
Great. And you can
Cami,
find me.
Do you like When Calls the Heart?
Can't stand it.
Yeah, you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check all of that out. And also make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. If you're listening on iTunes, please leave us your ratings and reviews. We really, really, really need those. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our patron group, and we are having this Saturday our patron watch along this month with writer Rick Garman, where we are going to be watching It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Only $2 a month to support the patron, and you can participate in any of the activities. So it's a great deal. Please check it out. We would so appreciate it. And then
Rick's
we also have, yeah. Then we also have our merch store, which has tons of fun Hallmarkies inspired artwork and design. So check that out. And thanks so much, Brittany. We so appreciate it, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.
Of course, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.